The first instrument I picked up was the harmonium when I was 6. So Sukoon was written right after my board exams. Well, how do I explain this? My label wanted me to write something slightly faster at the time, the label that I was with, because of course I don't have any other family in this city, and these are the people that I rely on. I rang in my birthday watching Green Day perform live, which was incredible because they've been such an integral part of the soundtrack to my childhood. So when I wrote Negative Space, it was just I was a very lonely 15-year-old, 14-year-old who did not have that many friends because my dad was posted in a very small place in Rajasthan. My English music is a very different tone compared to my Hindi music. Um,
It is, yeah. All right, this is our lead up to Lolla India 2026. And not only are we excited about all the foreign acts who are coming from overseas to perform, but really some of the headlining Indian acts are amazing to say the least. We're very pleased to have Gini, who's also going to be part of that incredible lineup, and can't wait to hear from her. What's up, Genie? Out of a bottle?
Hello, very nice to see you again.
Listen, I've got to start with your memories of Lolla. Did you attend the last couple of versions, maybe one of them? Or did you go to Chicago to attend the original version? What were your takeaways from that?
So I actually went to Lolla for the first time this year in Mumbai. That was on 8th and 9th March, which was one day before my 19th birthday. So I was like, this is going to be awesome. I rang in my birthday watching Green Day perform live, which was incredible because they've been such an integral part of the soundtrack to my childhood. But yeah, just seeing so many incredible acts, Corey Wong, Green Day, Shawn Mendes, did not realize how many hits he has until I was singing along to each one of the songs. And yeah, Indian acts as well. It's incredible. I had friends play Raghav Meattle. Sadan played. Hanuman Kind was one of the sets as well. So really, really cool.
You know, I just realized when I saw that Green Day set, they blew the roof off. The kind of stamina and energy that they have, they're old enough to be our parents. You know, they're
Yeah.
so. I can't believe the energy. And I think that's what music does to you, especially when you get a capacity crowd, isn't it, as an artist? It just
Right.
revs you on to higher glory.
Right. There's just a lot of fuel.
Yeah. And Shawn Mendes, you're right. I'd never seen him play with a full fledged band on stage, and I'm going, man, this is not a studio phenomenon. This guy can really pull out all the stops with his guitar on and with his full fledged band.
Right. It's the energy was it was insane, especially how they played with visuals and lighting more so than just flashy animations or camera work. It was a lot to do with the entire presentation of the performance as a whole. It was really, really cool.
All right, let's talk about your set. What is it going to be like? Is it going to be kind of a track record of your discography so far, your early English material, then your Hindi material? Are you going to do some covers? How's the entire set list going to flow, Genie?
The way that I do my shows is I like telling a story from start to finish, and most of my songs fit uh, in as certain anecdotes as part of that story. So I will be going through some of the older songs, and of course I'll be playing some of the hits. But in the middle, in order to connect these stories, will be songs that I've written over the past 1.5, 2 years of my being in Mumbai and learning whatever I have. So essentially, those will become the bridges between the songs. And these are also songs that I'm very excited for everybody to hear. There's some unreleased music that I have been singing at shows over the past year and collecting feedback from people as well. And I'm excited for the larger audience to hear it.
Will you be playing So Far Away, which is one of my favorite Genie songs? And where do you see it kind of fit in? Somewhere in the beginning, in the middle, or the end? I don't know.
So Far Away it's one of my favorite songs as well. So Far Away, we usually do somewhere in the middle when I want to take down the energy slightly and get into the feels a little bit, and then we take it up again. But it'll be somewhere in the middle.
What were you going through when you wrote Negative Space? I mean, it's easy to say I was in a negative space, but I don't know. Was it problems of relocation? Was it problems of the heart? Take me through that.
So when I wrote Negative Space, it was just I was a very lonely 15-year-old, 14-year-old who did not have that many friends because my dad was posted in a very small place in Rajasthan. And I thought that it would be sick to write a song that was essentially me talking to myself, or rather my alter ego. And I thought it was very quirky when I wrote it. But as time went on, I'm like, okay, maybe there was more to it than just it being quirky.
You know, the fact that you are a multi instrumentalist is something that fascinates me. And you're all self taught, aren't you, Genie? I mean, it's not as though you had a piano tutor, and then you went to a guitar tutor, and you took these multiple lessons.
Mhm.
Was it part of you growing up as a 4G child? I mean, your dad is an Air Force pilot, if I'm not mistaken. And
Yes.
you just mentioned about being posted at really remote places. Was
Mhm.
that when the self teaching all happened? And how many instruments at last count?
So it sort of just kept compounding. The first instrument I picked up was the harmonium when I was 6. My parents tried to put me in Hindustani classical classes, but I did not have the attention span. And instead, I just aped what he was playing, and I learned how to play the harmonium like that. Then uske baad mein, I picked up the guitar because one day I woke up and I was like, यार मुझे guitar बजाने का मन कर रहा है. I kind of want to play guitar. And they were like, okay, cool. So then I figured out the lead to Sugar by Maroon 5, Thousand Years by Christina Perry, and just fingerstyle guitar, then the ukulele. I know how to play two nursery rhymes on the violin. Hopefully I can play more someday. When I was 15, COVID hit, and I was like, I need another pet project, another instrument to learn. And my parents were like, actually, let's get you a piano. And I'm like, yes, please. And yeah, it just compounding dheere dheere over the years. Whenever I felt like learning something new or adding another thing to my repertoire so I could play around in the dorm, or I would pick up an instrument.
Cool. I love your release from last year, which is Sukoon. Fantastic song, also a fantastic video. Take me through the creation of the audio, and then we'll get on to the video.
So Sukoon was written right after my board exams, 12th board exams, which is 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago at this point. And I it was written out of well, how do I explain this? My label wanted me to write something slightly faster at the time, the label that I was with. They wanted me to write something faster, and I am not the most, something faster, something happier, something dancey. And I am none of those things usually. So I was out of sheer annoyance, and I wrote Sukoon. And honestly, the story for Sukoon is not a happy one. People think it is because I've not told them, and I don't think I will tell them what the story for Sukoon is. So I don't ruin the story for them. But I did it out of annoyance, and it just grew into something that I really enjoyed singing. I'd sing it at every, matlab, ghar pe if people would come over for dinner or something. My parents would make me sing for them. So I would sing Sukoon, Chocolate, and a bunch of these songs. And Sukoon was always the one that people remembered. And last year, when I finally moved to Mumbai, I sat down with Raghav and Pranit at Molfa and First Wave. And I was like, let's put this song out, please. And Spotify was also kind enough to have me on as the radar artist for that month. And we put Sukoon out. A lot of people heard it. It changed my life in many ways. So that was an incredible experience. For the video, fun fact, the video was actually shot in two halves. One part of the video, the first part, the happy part of it, was shot when I came to Mumbai for the first time on my own. This is after my 18th birthday. And I we filmed one half of it, and the second half was filmed in July, late July. And that was the not so happy part because a lot of things are happening at that time. But it somehow came together and essentially chronicled what the song also was talking about.
You know, in a lot of ways, Single Girl in the City is a great fodder for songwriting. Right, you have so much to grapple and things like that. Have you got accustomed to Mumbai life, or does your mom keep traveling here, your dad keep traveling, taking care of you, or is it just you with some domestic help living the single girl life?
So, I mean, I actually quite enjoy living alone. It's there's independence to it, of course. I've always sort of wanted to just be by myself and do things however I would please. But it's gotten better. At first, it was very chaotic, and I wasn't sure what to make of the city because everybody's trying to get somewhere, everybody's running
It's
constantly.
a hustle. It's
Just
a hustle all the time. Yeah.
truly, just finding that sort of quiet space made it very important. And so, I personally am having a lot of fun staying by myself. I have my instruments in the living room, so I can just jam out here whenever I want. Didi aati hai subha, she'll make me my meals for 2 times of the day, and then she cleans and she goes and she looks at me and she says, "You should get out of bed." So I get out of bed when she tells me. But it's comfortable now. I quite enjoy it. My mother has come here twice, and my dad has actually never been to Mumbai while I have been here. He'll be coming for Lolla though, so that will be fun.
How cool is that? So you have friends coming in, family coming in to support you, to cheerlead you in the crowd. That's
Yes,
going to be
sir.
awesome. Listen, I mean, when I look at your discography, there are also a couple of collaborations. I love the Tsumyoki one, which is "Don't Even Text." Tell me how that came about.
So that's a fun story. So my okay texted me, I think sometime early last year, May, June types. And he was like, "Hey, I have this song. Would you like to hop on it?" And we got onto a Google Meet because I like to talk to any person that I might be collaborating with. I like to hang out with them a little bit, sort of understand what their workflow is, how their brain works, etc. And we got onto that video call, and the first thing I'm thinking is, this is very different. I do not usually write like this or write about topics such as this. So it was a challenge for myself as well. I was like, okay, if this works, this will be something really fun. And my parents were like, "Oh, ye gali kyun de rahe hai?" But I, and I was also at first I'm like, okay, there's the cursing required, but then that's how he expresses himself, and I'm like, sick. Okay, I'm gonna do my own part and bring about my style into it. And he sent me the track, and I asked him to strip it down further and send me an empty section with just guitars in it, the guitars that are present in the song. And I wrote the melody on top of that. He was the one who told me what situationship means. I had no idea of what that concept meant until he told me that the
Wow.
song was about that. So maybe I should hang out with people my age a lot more. But it was interesting. Just writing that was fun.
In a way, that's really innocent that you didn't know what a situationship is all about.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I wonder if you miss the whole college life, hanging in the canteen and this and that, or you would rather just do music.
I think in a way this is college life because it's got all the perks of college life, which would be the education for sure. That's the fun part about college. The the education from actually being present in the scene, making music, being in studios, talking to so many people. So I get to learn everything, but at the same time, I'm also having a lot of fun. Like I don't have to give attendance for one, and I've seen people crying about that. So no attendance for me. I just have to make my music, play my shows, just have fun with it.
The name Genie, is it a short form for your original name? And even though you write Gini, you pronounce it as Genie. Talk to me about that. It's an interesting choice.
So this name actually is my name. I mean, my parents named me Genie when I was born, and they wanted to call me Genie only, but my grandparents were like, "अरे ये खानदान की पहली बेटी है, इसको इसका कुछ संस्कारी नाम रखते हैं." But so that's why I do have a legal name, but I will do a bigger reveal of that someday. And people already sort of know. I'm not. It's not like I'm hiding it, but I prefer going by Genie simply because it's what I've been referred to as my entire life. And I've always made music that I've always created with the idea of just being free enough to have a mononym as a name.
Cool. Aashiya, take me through that particular single. In fact, it's been an interesting year because you've had Aashiyan as well as Naadaani, and they've done your reputation a lot of good. Like you said, Sukoon was the breakthrough one. But talk about these two tracks.
So the thing is, both of these songs were released with Sony, of course, and they were the first two songs that I released with them. It was interesting because my entire idea was to explore different musical genres for the first few years of my making music. It's been 5 years. I've been releasing music for 5 years now, and this was the first year wherein I have sort of released music in very many different styles. So I started the year with Aadhi Adhure, which was a collaboration with Aashiyan across the border. And Aashiyan was super, super fun because it's a bossa nova beat. And I sat down to write it. Raghav and Bharat Bhaiya helped me, Bharat Rajivan, they helped me produce it, they helped me compose it. And just coming up with the lyrics was really fun because I don't usually write love songs. And they were like, maybe this needs something that is a little lovey dovey. I'm like, okay, I am going to imagine whatever I can. So I did end up writing about that, about asking somebody to make you their home. That was Aashiyan. Then Naadaani was something that I feel very strongly for. Grief has been an emotion that I have been very interested in and sort of studied as well as much as I could on my own for I think since the eighth grade. So Nadani was sort of the helm of all of it. It was at the crest of it. I wrote it, and it's just something that can be thought of in so many different ways. Anybody can place themselves in it and imagine it to be perhaps they've lost somebody that they love forever, or they have broken up with somebody, or somebody that they used to love is no longer there in their life. So Nadani was just exploring a more cinematic sort of space in grief. Then, of course, Don't Even Text. So it was just a lot of exploration with all of these songs.
Does this mean you're not going to go back to English as a language to put out singles, or is it just a mood thing? Right now, you're in a phase where you're expressing yourself in Hindi. Because
Mhm.
I understand that from an early age, you used to write English poetry, you used to
Mhm.
express your feelings in English. So, talk
Right.
to me about the language factor.
I started getting really comfortable writing in Hindi 3 years ago because I finally got over that mental barrier. I feel like there's this thing that if you don't write well in Hindi, because it's such a poetic language, it's a beautiful language. If you don't write well in it, it's not good enough to be put out. So I had to like slowly get over that. And now I feel comfortable writing in it, whether it be colloquially or with slightly heavier words or more polished language. But at the same time, my English music is a very different tone compared to my Hindi music. uh,
It is, yeah.
yeah, I will return to it because I do have in mind a project of sorts of some of the older English music that I have accrued over the years. I'll just put all of it out and be like, here, this is whatever you want to make of this, make of this. I made this music over so many years. It's all yours now. But I do intend to release English music as well this year.
You know, I have a lot of love for Raghav Meattle. We do an annual singing talent hunt for English singers on Radio 1, and it's called
Mhm.
International Icon. And we had him on as a regional judge this year. But even otherwise, when he first came to Bombay, even as an artist, and he was taking part in that Colors Infinity show, which is the stage, I befriended him. And I find it's very rare to find an artist who uses his left brain as well as his right brain, because apart from being a superb artist, he also understands the business very, very well. So just your impressions of working with him at First Wave and everything that you picked up.
I do not think I could have asked for a better mentor. So I call Raghav my music dad and Pranit my business dad because, of course, I don't have any other family in this city, and these are the people that I rely on, and I do it with the entirety of my heart. Anything that happens, I go to them. I ask them for advice. Raghav has taught me so much in terms of how the business works, of course, but also how to collaborate with people better, how to just work generally. Because I didn't have much of a work ethic. I used to do everything on my own while I wasn't in Mumbai, and then when I came to Mumbai and suddenly I have a team, it was a lot of him teaching me that hey, you need to be responsible, you need to meet your deadlines, etc., etc. And funnily enough, I did not know much about his background. I only knew a few of his songs that my mother used to play for me when I was 14, 15. And I didn't even know that he was on the stage until you just told me. And he never ceases to amaze me. He's just an incredible person. In fact, one of the favorite pieces of advice I've ever gotten is something he said. And he said, it's a marathon and not a sprint.
Wow. And you live, you learn. You didn't know he was on the stage. Now you should remember
Yes.
that. So listen, what's the band going to be like, with Genie on Lolla India? Are you coming with a four-piece, a five-piece? Are you going to be playing any instrument on stage? Or are you going to be sticking to your singing? Talk to me about that. And tell me about your instrumentalist, whoever is going to be on stage.
So it's actually really fun. But I've this. The band that I will be playing with at Lolla is the band that I played with for the first time in my life, and I did play with the band. And I've got Ethan Dias, also from First Wave, on the electric guitar, Dhananjay Chetri, Doi on electric guitars. I've got Nathan Thampi on keys. I've got Timothy Thampi on bass and controlling tracks. And I've got Shivang Kapadia on drums. I will be playing acoustic guitar, and of course, I'll be singing. But these are all some of my favorite instrumentalists in the indie scene. These are people that I trust with my work. They have helped me come up with the band versions of my songs. So it's going to be a really fun set in which it's just us playing off of the energy that we have as friends and as collaborators.
Are you thinking a lot about your fash? And even if you haven't thus far, you're thinking about on-stage fashion and what you're going to wear. Have you enrolled a stylist because of Lolla? Because it's a big stage.
I have. So I've I've actually been working with one designer, Mahima Hintija, and she has been helping me design my on-stage outfits for a bit now. The main one that we did, I wore recently at the Pratik Kuhar concert show. Sorry, not concert. It's a concert when you attend a show. I played there. Oops. But the Pratik Kuhar show as well as NMACC earlier this year, and that the concept for my outfits is usually farishta, but biblically accurate in the sense that I want there to be structure, but also flow and whimsy, because that is who I am as a person. The structure comes from the fudginess of it all, but the whimsy of it comes from my music being sort of escapist in many ways. So I have and thought about the fashion, the outfit that I'll be wearing at Lolla, and we've sat together and ideated, and I think it'll be something cool. I won't give too many spoilers. Hopefully, we're able to execute it and it'll be fun.
All right, I know I'm going to line up for Linkin Park from the afternoon and hope to be in the nosebleed section right up front. And any other artists that you're looking at? Are you a Linkin Park fan? Who are you looking to catch this year? The year you're performing, before or after your set?
So I am actually really excited to see Fuji Kaze. Although he is one day before myself, he is an artist that I've been listening to for a long, long time. And some of my favorite songs from the Japanese music scene are by Fuji Kaze, like Matsuri and Kirari. These are some of my favorite songs. And I just hope I'm able to catch him. I think I have another show just before, but I hope I make it in time to catch his music. Of course, Linkin Park is has been an inspiration for many artists in the scene, and I hope I can catch them live as well. Bloodywood too. I want to see Bloodywood live.
Oh, you haven't seen them live?
Not yet.
They're a spectacle, especially when the
Yeah.
dolls come out. They're unbelievable.
I'd love to play basketball with them someday.
So you get asked this a lot, but then that's the nature of the beast, being a music artist. Who are early influences? Who do you grow up listening to?
So many. There are so many. I mean, okay, how do I say this? My early influences are all artists that my parents played while we were on road trips,
Wow.
traveling from one state to another, whatever. We've done Ambala to Kanyakumari and stuff like that as road trips. And whatever music would play during that time were what I call my first influences. And the first name that I always say is Harry Belafonte. So
The Calypso King.
yes. So the storytelling, I am certain, comes from how his songs were. Harry Belafonte, Geeta Dutt, of course, her voice is absolutely incredible. So R.D. Burman stuff. Jacob Collier was one of the more recent inspirations in my life. I think I discovered his music when I was 13, 14, somewhere around there. Mr. A.R. Rahman, of course. There's so many artists. Okay, Billie Eilish, Phineas. I love Vashti Banyan. There's so many. I can keep going on and on. Radiohead. Yes, that too.
Wow. Is there a definitive Radiohead album? Would it be OK Computer? I don't know.
My I think it would be between Benz and OK Computer, but I can give you my favorite song.
Which would that be?
It is exit music for a film.
Ah, class. Listen, Genie, can't wait to see you on stage at Lolla India 2026. Everybody is watching, listening. Tickets are live at Book My Show. So go get them. This is going to be a staggering lineup. All the best and thanks for this chat. Cheers.
Thank you so much.
station.